Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Cage Sports. Today we're gonna be talking about NBA G League. What's the future of the NBA draft? College basketball, one and done rule. Are players gonna be coming out of high school or not? Straight to the NBA. It's been a debate for the past couple years. We saw LeVar Ball try to create his own league there, trying to create some commotion, getting high school stars out of the just into the league right away, or into this developmental league that he had, an independent league that would eventually get players drafted for a year, because some of these kids, they just do not want to go to class, apparently. And you know what? As we've seen with history over the past few years, that these players don't even really have to go to class in college. Like Ben Simmons, he never went to class at LSU, I don't think. Apparently he was absent every single class or something crazy. He never reported to any class. I don't know if that's a conspiracy or not, or maybe I think he took a couple BS classes and went to a couple classes there. His GPA needs to be a 2 for like 8 months, and he's good. So that's what the NCAA requires, I'm pretty sure. And, he was off to the NBA draft. So these guys don't really need to go to class. I don't know what's his name? LaMelo, he's going to Australia for a year with that one dude. I always forget what his name is. He declared to go to an Australian team too, because he said it was never his dream to play college basketball, and that's weird because every American basketball player in high school or middle school, they've been indoctrinated over the past 50, 60 years, even more than that, 100 years. To play college basketball at least for a year. It's always been the tradition, and I don't know what's going on. Something happened over the past 10 years. Something happened with this new generation of players coming out. There's too much money in the game, I guess. I don't know. Too much money to be made. I'm going to be excited to see what LaMelo's going to make. LaMelo is the brother of Lonzo Ball and LiAngelo, son of LeVar. Lots of hype. I think he's the 8th rated player in the 2019 class. On 247, 24/7, whatever the hell you call it. But he's 17 years old, so I don't even know how he's going to get paid. But he was already playing in Lithuania when he was 16, so now he's here. He can't go to a college, of course, because he's already been paid. He already has a shoe. He already has a shoe deal with the Triple Baller brand. So I get that he has to go to a team, I get that. But then the guy who's going out of high school, let me look that up. Shoot. Can't find him. Okay. RJ Hampton, of course. 5-star. He rejected Kansas, Memphis, and Texas Tech. I always think I have my own opinions about this, but I don't think an Australian basketball team can get you ready for the league, for the NBA, as much as Kansas can. Bill Self, I feel like he could get you ready for the NBA as well as Australian team can. I'm not sure. People can make the argument that if you're playing in Australia at the age of 18 or 17 or whatever, you're playing against men that have been playing in the league for 10 plus years. They're veterans in the league. There's 30-year-olds in the league. But the problem is there's no talent on those teams. They're a bunch of white dudes that have been playing in New Zealand and all that, all over the world. And I don't know if that's the best for a 17-year-old kid that should be in high school right now, but he's not. He dropped out or whatever, or he's taking classes online. I don't know what's going on with LaMelo. I guess he doesn't really need to go to class or get a high school degree because he's 8th ranked basketball player in his class. So I'm just oh my no. All right, we're good. Fuck. Hey guys, I'm sorry about that. I thought we were done recording. My screen said we wasn't recording. I'm running out of space on my SSDs right now. I'm sorry about that. Actually, some shit's probably playing right now. My fucking bad, guys. God damn. I'll cut that out, whatever. Maybe. We'll see. Too lazy sometimes. But, I guess I'm not that mad about him going to Australia. RJ Hampton, I guess. But come on, man. Just go to a freaking college basketball team for 8 months. You don't have to go to class. You could actually, you know what? Let's see. Where is he from? Fucking hell. I have to look him up again. He's from Dallas. You know, he can go to Kansas. It's not that far away. Or he can go to SMU. I mean, for 8 months, you stay close to home. You're going to Australia, which is thousands of miles away from your home, and you're 18 years old. That is, I don't know. It's a lot of pressure on. So I know you're a 5-star, man, but come on. There's going to be no press, no shoe deals. Adidas won't be knocking. I mean, if you're on Duke or UNC, you're going to be in commercials for Adidas or Nike or whatever, or Space Jam or whatever the hell it is. You're going to be on TV. There's going to be every single media. There's going to be media groups all over you, TV channels, every journalist, reporter in the locker rooms at Duke games, UNC games, ACC games, Big 12 games, does not matter. There's so much people forget to, I think people don't realize is that college basketball is a pretty big giant of the sports world. A lot of people like college basketball, and that's a fact. We saw that with Zion. We saw that even if you went like last year, you're watching like the Big 12 versus SEC challenge, and the ratings are great. People are going to the games. I mean, we saw the opening game. There was Duke, was it UNC Kentucky or Duke Kentucky? I'm sorry, I don't really follow college basketball, but I mean, come on. Those are big games. There's big ratings. Millions of people watch these games. Millions of people. I mean, we saw Barack Obama went to the freaking Duke UNC game last year. I mean, how many people are going to be going? What celebrities are going to be going to the Australian National Basketball League games next year for LaMelo and RJ? I know there's going to be a really annoying Snapchat stories. I can tell you that for LaMelo and LiAngelo and LeVar and Lonzo. I got to take a sip. I don't know what Adam Silver's trying to do. He's going to take away the one and done rule in the next few years. It could be next year, whatever it's going to be. He's going to take away the one and done rule where the rule is you have to go to either a professional team or to a college basketball team for 1 year before you can declare for the NBA draft. He's going to take that rule away. It used to not be a rule. Back before 05 or 06, I'm pretty sure. That's why LeBron got to come out of high school. Trace McGrady, Dwight Howard, Moses Malone. Those guys were literally men at the age of 17. They looked like they were 27, but they were 17 years old. Prodigies, Kobe Bryant, they looked like NBA basketball players. They looked like future all-stars of the league. I don't know if does RJ Hampton look like that? I don't think so. RJ Hampton hasn't had the hype. LeBron was the most hyped high school basketball player of all time. He looked like he should be going straight to the league at the age of 18. RJ Hampton, I don't know. RJ Hampton thinks he can be he doesn't have to be a one and done. If RJ Hampton thinks he can go straight to the league, good for him, I guess. But I don't know, man. He doesn't look like a god to me, I guess you could say. Is Zion, would he have gone straight to the league? Yes, I think he should. But Cam Reddish, I don't know. RJ Barrett, maybe. Would they have been at the end of the bench at the age of 18? I think so. That's just a fact. Or, if they take away this one and done rule, there's going to be a lot more kids coming straight out of high school at the age of 18, not wanting to go to class at college, even though you don't have to. Or even if you want to commit, you can literally take some shitty courses at a college, and still go to class every once in a while, keep that 2.0 GPA, get coached by the longtime head coach at Murray State or whatever it is, wherever college you go to, does not matter. Most of the time, the college that you go to, there's going to be a good front office, there's going to be a good coaching staff that's going to support you all the way through 4 or 5 years, whatever. If you want to get a master's degree, a graduate, whatever. If you want to graduate, they're going to be behind you. If you want to learn how to play basketball and develop your skills, you can do that too at any major NCAA college. That's just a fact too, right there. But now, since some of these players do need, money, they've fallen on financial hard times, whatever it is, and I understand that, but the only way to actually make a good deal of money right out of high school, if this one and done rule is taken away, is to get drafted, which is only 2 rounds, so that's 60 players, and that includes college players and international players. So you're going to be 17 years old competing with those guys to get drafted. And then even then, you're going to make sure, even if you're a first-round pick, you're going to be most likely making $1 million a year at least. That's the 30th pick, I think, might be making $1.2 million a year or something by then. Maybe $800,000, $900,000. The end of the second round, you're going to be making around $300,000 to $400,000 a year, which is a lot of freaking money. And I totally get if a player wants to come straight out of high school and has no money, his family has no money, and he makes that, that's perfect. But there's going to be players coming out of high school that don't get drafted, and then they have to make the minimum salary in the G League, which is around $75,000, even lower than that, sometimes $40,000, $35,000 a year, and you're going to be playing in Pennsylvania at the age of 18. I don't know if that's great for you. Playing in front of a crowd of 50 people in Portland, Maine, at the age of 18, you're 5,000 miles away from home. Hey, I'm from Southern California. I was the star. I was averaging 30 points per game on my high school team. I was a 4 or 5 star, whatever it was. I didn't get drafted. Now I'm making $35,000 a year playing in Portland, Maine. What's going on? I could be playing at Duke. I could be playing at UCLA. I could be playing at Washington, whatever it is, Oregon. You know? I could be playing for a big crowd. You know, I don't have that much pressure on me because I know that this coaching staff and the athletic director and, you know, the entire university is behind me, supporting me. Even if, let's say there's a 4-star athlete out of high school, basketball, 4-star, and he's being recruited by, you know, Kansas, Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan, just blue blood programs. But he wants to go to the G League. Well, then he thinks about it for a second. You know what? I'm gonna go. I'll go to college for a year. You know, maybe they'll develop me better there. Maybe I won't be in the G League, being undrafted, making $35,000 a year. I'll have to be living in a shitty apartment in Portland, Maine, next to a bunch of crackheads. I could be playing at Oregon, or a program like that has beautiful facilities, really great dorms. He knows that the university is going to be behind him. The coaching staff's going to be behind him. He's going to have the phone number of every single coach, and he has any questions, or he has he's struggling or whatever with classes. There's going to be some sort of program or initiative that's going to help him. And he knows that, and he goes to Oregon, right? He's a 30-point scorer, just 4-star star, this god out of high school. And then guess what? He averages 3 points per game. He has a bunch of turnovers. He's not good at his freshman year at Oregon. He's like, man, I'm fucking happy that I didn't have to go to Portland, Maine, or whatever G League team has the rights to him, Reno or Fort Wayne, Mad Ants, or some shit like that. And he averaged 4 points per game there. And he's like, this team doesn't even want me. I'm playing with a bunch of 30-year-old drug dealers. What the hell's going on here? These guys don't want me. The coaching staff doesn't like me. I don't know any of my coaches' names. My coach is an alcoholic. I'm sure I could get called up eventually, but man, I just averaged 4 points per game on my G League team. The parent NBA franchise doesn't think I'm good right now. The NBA franchise doesn't see much value in me. No one sees much value in me. I'm 4,000 miles away from my house in Southern California. What the hell am I doing? Well, you could be right now at a college at USC or UCLA or whatever, or University of San Diego even, or something like that. And you know that you don't have to go to class that often. You can have a 2.0 GPA with shitty courses. You know that your coach you're not gonna have that much pressure on you. But your coach can make sure you get better over the next 1 or 2 years, or 3 years, or 4 years, how long you want to stay. And know it, you can turn your career around, and you can go from averaging 4 points per game as a 4-star, as a freshman at Oregon, and then averaging, 18, 19 as a senior, and you have all this experience as a college basketball player. I don't know why you want to take that unless you really need the money. I don't know how much $35K or whatever the minimum salary is going to be for a G League once this rule comes out. It's going to be, it could be $75K. I don't know how much $75K is going to stretch you if you come from a financially burdened family. Now, $400,000, that's a lot of money per year. If you sign like a 2-year, a 3-year, $400,000 a year contract, because you get drafted, that's a different story. He's fine with playing in the G League, scoring 4 points per game as long as I'm getting my $400,000 a year, man. Because it's all guaranteed. But I just always think that for some reason I feel like going to college, and I feel like they love you more. I don't know. That the coaching staff is behind your back. The athletic directors are behind your back. You know, they're supporting you. They know your family. You know, they know you personally. I don't think the head coach of the Erie Bayhawks wants to know the parents of one of their players. You know, he has a player that's 35 years old. He doesn't care about his family. He doesn't want to care about his 18-year-old on the bench that's 3,000 miles away from home that might be a little bit homesick and is living in the shittiest part of town, or living in a hotel, or living in his car because he's not making enough money. But the problem is, there's going to be kids coming out of high school. There are going to be kids coming out of high school wanting to play in the NBA, so they declare for the NBA draft and they don't get drafted and they can't go or whatever, and they sign an agent before they're supposed to, and then they can't go to college, and it's just going to be a hellhole. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be funny. And people are going to say this is going to ruin college basketball. I don't know, man. People are going to watch it anyway. I know even if a guy like Zion's not going to be there every year or every other year, people are still going to watch it. Maybe the ratings will dip a little bit, but people always will. I mean, there used to be no one and done rule. LeBron didn't have to go to college basketball to make college basketball better. Would it have made college basketball better for a year? Yeah, sure, whatever. But college basketball was still popular. People like collegiate athletics. You know, they have a really good TV contract with ESPN and ABC. I don't know what the problem is going to be for college basketball. All they got to do is hype up another player that's a little bit worse than Zion and hype him up as much as Zion is. And then on paper, to the viewer's eyes, he's as good as Zion, you know, player X. That's my opinion. It's all about marketing. Because there's always going to be a 20-point per game scorer for Duke or UNC that you can hype up, you know, that you can sell on a commercial or whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be an actually good NBA prospect to like actually sell tickets and sell jerseys and get ratings and, you know, whatever. So I think college basketball is going to be totally fine with the one and done rule coming back. I mean, getting, you know, upheld. It's just kind of a surprising. I don't know if it's surprising. I don't know. I think it's surprising that it's kind of random. Adam Silver wants to do this. Why does he want to do this? I don't know. He thinks there's potential in the G League. They changed the name from the D League to the G League. I don't know how many jerseys you can sell. How marketable is the Erie Bayhawks when you have 50 different corporations all over the jersey? You know, Got Milk, Blue Crab House, some crappy Italian restaurant on your shoulder. You know, you can't even see what the team name is because there's so many companies and, you know, mom and pop shops on their jersey. How is that marketable on a commercial or in a video game when you compare it to like selling Duke? Like, you know, Duke is in a General Electric commercial. They're going to have better ratings, you know, whatever it is. I don't know why I said General Electric, but whatever it is, you know, you could put a Duke player in a fucking Hardee's commercial or a White Castle commercial and sell more White Castle burgers than if you put a Erie Bayhawks player, you know, because no one's going to want to watch the G League. You know, the white mom in Kansas who grew up a Kansas fan or wants to watch college basketball because she likes college basketball is going to want to watch the G League just because even if the G League has more talent, they just don't want to watch it because know why? There's no atmosphere. The arenas are so fucking small. It's like a YMCA arena. The TV markets for the towns, Portland, Maine, Fort Wayne, Reno, the small markets, there's not big fan bases. No one wants to go to the games. That's how it is. It's the reality. Maybe if there was a bigger following, maybe if they were in bigger cities. But every developmental league, farm system, and every sports league, come on. They're not in big cities. That's how it works. But if they were, there would be a bigger following, maybe. But whenever I watch a G League game, I'm watching about 500 people in a stadium watching a bunch of scrubs. and I want to use that term lightly because I know these guys are working their ass off to get to the league, and a lot of them do get to the league, and a lot of them are really good, like Derrick Jones Jr., and a lot of the rookies from the previous year played in the G League this year, like Grayson Allen, and guys like Tim Frazier and DJ Wilson. That's how it is. And I like that. I like the G League how it is right now. You know? Like, I might watch the G League dunk contest once or something. I might watch a couple G League games. I might see highlights on Twitter of Brandon Jennings, who's on an assignment for the Bucks, because he's going to get brought up soon. You know? That's why I watch the G League. I might see a couple of highlights. I don't want to watch the G League when there's a bunch of high schoolers or 18-year-olds that just got out of high school. I don't care. I would rather watch them when they're in college. Because guess what? In college, the games are going to be better, in my opinion. They most likely will be better. There's going to be better crowds. You have Dick Vitale and Jay Billis. There's this great people in college basketball. I mean, what does the G League have, They don't have a Dick Vitale. College basketball will always survive as long as there's college. I mean, college basketball's been around since, the early 1900s, but before that. It's come a long way. And, I mean, do you think does Adam Silver, I don't know what he thinks is going to happen. I don't think anything's going to happen to college basketball. I don't know if he thinks anything's going to happen to it, but he probably is think he's going to damage it a little bit. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it's a giant sport, college basketball. I mean, that's it. If you think about how far it's come, all the people that, the creation of the Big East, how big that was for the Northeast TV market and New York TV market. If you think about how far the ACC has come with all their household name head coaches that have come from it, like Mike Krzyzewski and what's the dude, the Syracuse guy who ran over somebody in his car, I forgot, Jim Boeheim, yeah, or Bill Self or whatever it is, how many guys have come from the early 80s and late 70s, what college basketball looked like, to now. It's come so far, I don't think it's going to, dip back into the oasis or, whatever it is and die like a sudden death. That's not going to happen. It's going to be as big as it was last year. That's just how it is. There's going to be a star for Duke. There's going to be a star for UNC, whatever it's going to be. ESPN's going to make sure they can make money off of it. ESPN's going to be sure they can market whatever player is going to be a star in whatever big blue chip program. Doesn't matter if 75 4- or 5-star college basketball players declare for the NBA draft next year. College basketball, I meant high school basketball players. College basketball the college basketball is going to make sure they know how to make money. College basketball is going to make sure they sell tickets. College basketball is going to make sure they make sure the ratings are consistent. That's just what's going to happen. That's my opinion. That's my prediction. If a lot of players start declaring for the NBA draft, I think college basketball is going to be totally fine. I don't think the talent level is going to be. I guess the talent level is going to be worse, but I think what they put on screen for people to watch, it's not going to be as bad as people are saying as it is going to be right now. Like, oh, it's going to be so boring to watch. It's going to be like the AAF. It's going to be the same. Come on. It's still the same head coaches. You still have the hard-working players. I think. I don't know. That's all I'm saying, man. All right, well, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time.